Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Talalipop and today we're doing something a little bit different. On my channel I normally compare and review different bicycles, and this is in the realm of bicycles, but it is a stationary exercise bike known as the Yesoul G1M Plus. Look, I don't know if you're like me, but I hate going to the gym. I'd rather exercise at home. So when Yesoul reached out to me about reviewing their at-home bike with a screen on it, I thought what better way to exercise and get motivated than by watching myself ride a bike while I'm riding a bike. Okay, so I've watched a lot of other YouTube reviews on this bike and all of them seem to really like the G1M Plus a lot as an alternative to Peloton, which if you're watching this video, you've probably heard of Peloton. They make pretty expensive and high-end exercise bikes that come with a nice display screen. But I will say that in my testing, I did find some things that I wish were a little different, some things I didn't like as much that were not covered in these other YouTube reviews. So in my video, we're going to go over all of that, as well as the unboxing, the assembly process. We'll go over the main mechanical features, talk a bit about the Yesoul app and my thoughts on that. And of course, we'll show you some riding footage and give it my overall review at the end. So for a little background, Peloton costs anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, while the Yesoul here is much more affordable at $500 right now, which is 1/3 the price of a normal Peloton and 5 times cheaper than the Peloton Plus bike. So in this video, we're going to figure out if going that much cheaper in price makes you also lose out on a lot of quality, or if you can get away with this bike instead of the more expensive one and get the same workout. And if you're wondering why some of these videos were taken outside, I thought the lighting would be better than inside in my house, so that's why I kind of wheeled it out there for a little bit. Now, I do want to be fully transparent here that I do not own a Peloton, so I have some limited experience with that product. However, for research purposes, I did head to my local Peloton store and try out some of their bikes, so I will mention a few surprising things I learned about Peloton during that experience. With that said, my review is going to be from the perspective of someone who is thinking about purchasing an exercise bike, hasn't really tried out either product, and doesn't really want to commit to spending that much money just yet. But what I can definitely tell you is if the Yesoul can hold its own and be a good exercise bike for the price point. And I will also mention that Yesoul did send me this bike for a review video on my channel, but I have been interested in exercise bikes like the Peloton for a while now, so I thought, hey, let's give it a thorough shot this time around and see if this is something I can live with at the more affordable price point. And with that said as well, I'm not required to say anything good or bad about this product, so I am going to be fully genuine here and tell you all of the good and all of the bad. One good thing though is that Yesoul did offer me a discount code to give to all of you, so if you are interested in purchasing this bike after my review video, definitely click the link in the description below and enter the code Talalipop when you're checking out to get another $100 off of this bike, which brings the total price down to $400. So with that said, I guess I'll say the retail price is $500 USD on this bike. So we'll see if that's a good value for the money, but let's jump right into the review by first talking about the assembly and unboxing and all of that. So here you can see me unbox the bike. It's a bit heavy, so I kind of just cut open the sides of the box to open it. And there are a lot of different parts inside, including all of the necessary tools to put it all together. I ended up watching an assembly video on the Yesoul YouTube channel, and that helped me put it together fairly easily. So I'm overall very happy with the assembly process, and I'd recommend watching that video for sure to assemble it, since there were some sections that could be a little bit confusing when you're trying to read the paper instructions there. But yeah, overall a fairly simple and easy unboxing. Okay, but now let's go over the styling, the mechanical components, and basically just everything besides the screen and the app. So you can use this bike without the screen, and actually without even plugging it in, since the bicycle part of this bike is all manual. You just won't know all of your fun stats, like how many miles you've traveled and calories and all of that. But starting off with the styling and finish quality, I think this bike looks pretty good. You can tell it looks similar to Peloton with the color scheme and overall design. I'll throw some videos in there of the Peloton store as well, so you can get that comparison. But it has a more simplistic shaping and tubing design, which probably helps keep the cost down. The width and height are about the same as Peloton, but the Yesoul is a few inches shorter lengthwise. The overall build quality is not bad in my opinion. It's made from steel and feels fairly heavy and stable. It's actually 77 pounds, which is almost actually half the weight of the Peloton that weighs 135 pounds. But with that said, the Yesoul bike still feels pretty stable. The screen does shake side to side sometimes if you're riding hard, but in my experience, the same thing happens on the Peloton bikes as well, so that's just kind of normal. The welds on the metal look all right, nothing to complain about there. and the bike can withstand a maximum weight of 265 pounds. For the mechanical features and adjustments, starting back here with the seat, you can loosen this knob to slide the seat forward and back a few inches, and you can adjust the seat post height by loosening this knob back here and pulling the seat up or down. Measuring to the top of the seat, the lowest position is 30.5 inches off of the ground and 40.5 inches at the highest position. And this bike should fit riders who are about 4 foot 11 inches tall up to 6 feet 2 inches tall, so a decent range there. The seat itself is nothing special, just a generic bike seat that isn't the most comfortable, but it's not too bad. Luckily, you can, replace the seat with any bicycle seat of your choice here, since the connector works the same way as a regular bicycle, and that means you can also just adjust the angle of the seat as well by loosening these nuts on either side and then dipping the seat forward or backward depending on how you want to angle it. And then we have the pedals. These are included with the bike, just some nylon plastic pedals, but they do have toe cages so they're more secure, so you don't slip off, which is great. And you can also remove these and add any other bicycle pedals on here. I will quickly mention that I do think that the Peloton has a smoother pedaling motion overall. It just feels a little bit better. It's nothing that would be a deal breaker, but I did notice a slight difference there. And moving up, we have a resistance knob here, so you can turn this counterclockwise for less resistance and clockwise for more resistance. And it definitely keeps turning a lot, so there are a good amount of adjustments you can make for your comfort and workout level. And then we move up to another knob in the front here that controls the height of the handlebars and the screen. So you can have it all the way down like this, or go through several adjustment points, about 4 different points, until you reach the maximum. This section does take a bit more effort to move up and down, but it's not a big deal. And up here we have the handlebars, which are covered with your typical exercise bike foam material for comfort. And you can grab them in the middle here, or on the sides like this, or on the other sides on the outside, as well as the angled sections if you kind of want to stand up and pedal. Peloton does feel a bit more padded for comfort, and they do give you a few more handlebar positions since they have this extra bar going horizontally across. But I think the Yesoul is completely fine, and I haven't wished for more features than these positions here. And in the middle here, we have a little rubberized phone holder that can be angled pretty much at any angle. This is something Peloton does not have, and I thought this would be unsafe at first for your phone, but it actually works completely fine. I do use it to hold my phone while riding. And finally, you have the 2 water bottle holders right here, which I also thought were not going to work all that well when I first saw them, since it looks like the bottle would kind of just fall off. But it does work fine for smaller bottles. I just wouldn't put anything too tall on it, like these 24-ounce hydro flasks or something like that. So I do wish these holders were maybe a little bit longer or a bit more curved to hug the bottles better, so they're more secure there. All right, but finally, let's get into all of the tech stuff. So the main screen is right here, connected to this bar that sticks out past the handlebars, and you are able to turn this screen 180 degrees so you can do some yoga or weightlifting or other workouts on the floor instead of on the bike itself, and still be able to see the screen and follow a trainer. Now for Peloton, I did not know this until I went to the store, but the ability to turn that screen is only offered on their newest Peloton Plus bike, which costs almost $2,500, which is just absolutely insane. Their regular $1,500 bike does not let you turn the screen at all, so the Yesoul definitely wins here. And underneath the screen, you have a speaker bar that has 4 separate speakers with 2 subwoofers. So the sound quality, in my opinion, is actually pretty good, and it gets pretty loud too. Take a listen.
14-day low-impact fat-burning class. On the topic of fat burning, really well done in your last EDM fat-burning class.
40 millimeters of suspension travel. So typically the Roscos have only come with 120. Now they've gone to 140. So of course it's not the best sound quality out there, but it's better than I expected at this price point, which is great. The screen itself is a 21.5-inch screen with a 1080p resolution. And those are actually the same specifications as Peloton, according to the Peloton website. However, in person, the Peloton screen does seem to be higher quality than the Yesoul. It just looks more clear and less blurry, and you can hopefully tell in these videos that it does look a little bit clearer there. The Yesoul screen works fine, but if you're planning on watching a high-quality movie or something like that, you might be a little bit let down. I personally am okay with it, but if there was like a 2K or 4K resolution screen on the Yesoul, that would be just perfect. If you don't have your phone connected to the bike, all you'll see is this black screen with some data on it. So basically just the essentials you need to know: how your ride is going, So if you do want to view the training classes or anything else on this screen, you will have to connect your smartphone. So on the newest model of the Yesoul as of April 2024, you can connect your phone via an included HDMI cable that plugs into an Android or an iPhone, but you are not able to use a wireless AirPlay or screencasting feature. So that could be a downside since you'll have to have this wire connected while your phone is on the bike. Yesoul did this since it provides a more seamless and less glitchy and laggy system, and I do find that it works pretty well. I haven't experienced any lag or anything here, which is good. And it's important to mention here that the Peloton does lock you into their software if you get their bike, which means you are not able to connect your phone to a Peloton or screencast your phone to watch whatever you want. Peloton does offer Netflix and YouTube TV on their own app, but it is definitely more restrictive. However, the Peloton screen is a touch screen unlike the Yesoul, so that's a little unfortunate. I do wish that was a feature on the Yesoul. However, I can understand Yesoul wanting to cut some costs there, and it's not a huge deal since your phone will kind of always be near the bike anyway since it's connected to it, so you can just quickly grab that and pause the video or something. And Peloton also comes with a camera on their screen so you can watch yourself to make sure you're doing the exercises properly, or so a trainer can watch you do the exercises. But that is not a feature on the Yesoul, so keep that in mind as well. Alright, but now let's cover the app a bit and show you some workouts and all of that good stuff. I should mention that the Yesoul bike does require that you have a phone with the Yesoul app downloaded on it to get the display on the bike screen itself, whereas with Peloton, the software is already on the screen, so you don't have to do anything else. However, connecting your phone to the bike is pretty simple with that cable I mentioned previously. So you just plug that in, and then whatever's on your phone will basically just show up on the screen right there. And as you can see, there's right there. There's a bunch of stuff in this app now. You can see different workouts. There's some modes down here like Just Ride, which will show you some things you need to see. As you can see, I'm Talalipop right there. And then, your phone, you can also see it on your phone, but of course you can place your phone on the little rubberized phone holder, and whatever's on your phone will be on the screen right there. And you also have another mode down here, which is the scenic ride. So you can pick a lot of different places to choose from where you want to ride, and you click 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 45, whatever you want, however long you want to ride for, and then you can kind of watch this. It's a little bit blurry, so it's not as immersive, but it is a nice little feature here, and it does look really pretty, and this is actually my favorite way to use this thing. And you can also have the workouts tab on the bottom left here, and there's some different goals depending on what kind of workout you want. And you got the beginners and intermediate down there, and on the top here you have classes. So I've done some of these with 20-minute, 30-minute classes, and you do definitely break a sweat there. You got your yoga classes up here as well. Sorry about that. You got your yoga classes, so when you want to turn the screen and do some yoga, do some strength training, whatever you need, that's off of the bike. Do some stretching as well, the whole schedule as well. So on Monday they have like certain classes or whatnot, so you got a lot of different options here. But yeah, we can go into one of these cycling classes just so you can see what it looks like. So start right there, and then we'll turn this thing on.
Hello, Yesoul. Audio mode.
Just wrapped up a 20-minute Activate Your Body, so let's get rocking back on the bike. How's it going, Yesoul? And welcome to your 20-minute pop climb ride.
And Yesoul does seem to update all of their classes and trainings frequently, which is nice to see. Of course, Peloton has a very large variety of classes and a huge group of riders and trainers. But Yesoul is trying to keep up with these beginner and intermediate workout classes, the yoga and the stretching exercises and the scenic routes as well, which are pretty fun to watch and kind of ride along with. So all of these have been fairly good. I think some of the workouts could be a little bit better and a little bit more intuitive as you're riding, but I definitely have been sweating through them while riding this bike, so you do get a good workout. And I should mention here as well that their subscription plans are much more affordable than the Peloton ones. Yesoul actually offers free access to the app and some free courses as well, unlike Peloton. But even if you do want to get the full package, you pay $70 a year at Yesoul versus the $240 a year at Peloton for the full package, or $129 for the basic package. And even better, if you don't like the Yesoul stuff at all, you can just get the Peloton membership on your phone and literally just connect your phone and use this bike as a Peloton replacement, since it has literally all the same features you would need to ride a Peloton bike. So that definitely helps sweeten the deal a little bit. So with that said, I gotta say I do overall like the Yesoul bike and recommend it as an alternative to Peloton. as well as just an exercise bike in general, since it does what it's supposed to do, what it claims to do, and even more than that. So I do think that anyone who prefers to save some money and doesn't really care about the name brand products will have a great time with this thing. And yeah, I'm happy I chose to review this bike, and I hope all of you found this video to be helpful. Feel free to leave me any questions down below, and I'll try my best to answer all of those. Besides that, have a great day, everyone, and remember to keep biking out there, or in there.